think the biggest thing is you learned how to go to work. Making yourself accountable, making yourself responsible for getting up every day, being on time, clocking in and out. You know, those are all skills that no matter where you're at, you have to have those skills. And I think that's something that if you can't get that by the time you leave Berea College, I don't know if you'll ever get it.
Since I've come to that position, I've learned how to do a budget. I've learned how to book, campus-wide events. I've learned how to work with office staff, even though we're the same age. I learned how to discipline them and learn how to encourage them and just be an office manager. And I think that's so important because those are skills that you'll need once you graduate college. Those are skills that I can employ for the rest of my life, and I think that's really, really beneficial, and it's one of my favorite things. Never would I have thought that I would be, budgeting or doing payroll or doing things like that. To me, that's mind-boggling.
Because what Berea does is to work for students, with students. My freshman year, I had a really shocking experience because I was coming from a very hierarchical society where the only people who would mop the floors would be those who don't have education. And when I came here, I worked for Campus Life, where I had to mop the floors in front of my friends, which was shocking. I felt embarrassed for the first time. But I've learned the concept of equality, and I've learned how to appreciate every kind of job. And that was really important to me.
I found that it seems to be no matter what labor position you have, you can take some sort of pride in what you do. Learning how to fit in 20 hours a week plus class time plus homework and still making my family and my kids a big priority is something that was really important to me. And I think especially within the labor program at Berea, if I were at a different school trying to do that, I don't think that I would be able to be very successful to juggle all of that at one time.
It's so much better than just working at a restaurant, or just at a fast food outlet. Just because of the real life experience that you get from these jobs. It's so relevant to what I want to do. It's so relevant to what the field is like out there.
The value of the work experience at Berea is really one of the key elements of the education that you receive here.
One of the first things that when I came in, I was like, I can't believe they're gonna make me work this many hours. I was like, this is crazy. But you go to work and it's not just work when you're there because it's hands-on training for everything that you need to know.
You're thinking about, managing your time. You're thinking about, I gotta send my labor supervisor my schedule so we can make a schedule. Know when I have to do homework. Know when I gotta get up to go to work. I think that's an experience that some college students have and some don't. I gotta get up and go to work, because there's been days where I've been tired, but it's like, gotta work at 9, fall asleep at midnight, and it's like 7:35 now, so I just have to get up and go. And you don't get that type of lesson. Well, you not, necessarily get that type of lesson at another college you go to. You wouldn't necessarily get that lesson at a high school you go to. Some students get that lesson, but a lot of students don't.
There's attention to detail that I learned thanks to Linda Avery, current staff member, not just in the test and in the written things that we reviewed, but those times when we even had to clean the offices. I've never looked at a baseboard the same since, or a doorknob with fingerprints around it since.
I think that when a student first comes to Berea College, they understand that they will be working, but I don't think that they can truly understand the wonderful intrinsic value of working in the labor department until they're here and they find a labor supervisor who really helps them learn more about themselves and more about the world around them and prepare them for what's to come. I also found that with Darlene Van Winkle in the Berea College Laundry. She, like I said, she taught me so much about the office experience and really, really helped me to understand the operations of an office and just let me know that there's so much more that you can do.
George Brosey, who is my direct supervisor, I feel like that we sort of toss around ideas when I'm at work, and we talk about a lot of social and political things, and so that gives me hope. And the reason that gives me hope is because I see him as an older generation who carried that torch of equality and justice and cultural understanding, and he's sort of passing that torch over to a younger generation through the things that he talks about and the experiences he has that he shares with me on a daily basis.
But those ladies always wanted everything to go flawlessly, and they always pushed us. And we were a funny group. The group that we worked with, we always joked, cut up, just always had fun at work. But when it was time to get serious, those ladies would crack the whip and be like, "Hey guys, it's time to. We're here to host these alumni. We're here to show them that the tradition and the things that Berea College stand for are still going on." The hard work that you have to put in, that goes across all settings. Whether it's, filing paperwork like I did when in accounts payable, and even for the Alumni Association, you still have that hard work principle in everything you do.
You see this campus, and as a student, you think, oh, these things just happen. That Berea is a really program-heavy institution. I think it's really great. And you think, oh, people put on programs, you invite a speaker, and that's just the way it happens. And never did I think about how much work goes into that, how much work goes into programming a program.
So I came to Lingo Hall, which to me was the center of the labor universe at Berea, and I randomly asked for a job. They gave it to me. It was a random job with files, which at first seemed to be not very important, but it taught me a lot of things, and I finally ended up keeping the job for next year.
Recently I was moved back to the service center so that I could help Connie some more, and since they're all retiring, I am helping to compile a procedures manual with the help of Chris Thomas to do so that when they leave, the college will survive.
And the staff, faculty and support staff has been tremendously helpful. The staff members, your labor supervisors kind of fill in the gaps because they are able to give you the advice that can really take you to the real world. It's almost amazing how all our staff members have this kind of joint attitude towards doing more for our students, really engaging our students in the work process.
So learning to work with the public like I did when I was at the Appalachian Museum giving tours and working at the gift shop was something that I was able to then carry on to all other experiences in life and my employment outside of Berea.
One of the biggest things is there's always somebody to talk to about advice. Being in a manager position was a new thing for me, and it was just all these new elements. I had to supervise people. I had to interact in a high-stress environment sometimes, because sometimes the shift just, whew. And they're always there, always available. These people are depending on you. You see them every day, and these people, you have a relationship with these people. They're your mentors. And you can't just let them down. You have to, they want to be proud of you, and you should make them proud.
In Lincoln, I worked with Linda Varwig and Susan Vaughn, and they were really good about, articulating to me what they had to do and the importance of me doing something. And I felt like I was really a vital part of what they were doing because, if they had to stop and take 15, 20 minutes out of their day to do this, it wouldn't, maximize the office, but if I did it, they can continue to do what they do and it will make the office run a lot smoother.
One of the reasons why I worked in so many different positions while I was here was because I was trying to find out what it was I wanted. I really wanted to figure out for myself where it was I wanted to go in life, what type of a career I wanted to pursue. And if I had wanted to go into agriculture, I would have had the opportunity here. If I had wanted to go into restaurant management, I would have had that opportunity here. I wanted to go into an office environment, and I found that opportunity here. There's just one thing that I could say to any of the staff who are labor supervisors here, no matter if I've had any contact with them or not, and that's simply, thank you.
I would say thank you. The staff in these positions may never know the true impact that they have on students and the ripple effects that has on others, their loved ones and others that they come in contact with in their work world. It's just amazing. Their kindness, their professionalism, their concern for students. Thank you.